good. Hi everyone, my name is Lexi Moorehead. I'm going to be a 2016 Orientation Team Leader. I really want to come up here today to talk to you about my leadership story and the people that have influenced me to be who I am today, starting mostly with my dad. And my dad is a nuclear engineer, which is kind of where I got the play on words for going nuclear. And nuclear for me is starting right at home and taking my immediate surroundings and using them the best that I can, which is why I present my house, the house that I grew up in for the first 9 years of my life. Being an only child, I had my room, my playroom, and then my other playroom, and then there were like some other rooms, but those are the most important rooms because, you know, I'm an only child, so I got whatever I needed, I guess. But my most important playroom was the outdoors. I didn't really spend a lot of time inside. I loved playing with garter snakes and climbing trees and playing by my own rules and doing my own thing. And I was constantly doing this by myself independently, except for when Buddy would join me. Buddy was the closest thing I have ever had to a sibling. He was easily a brother to me. He protected me, he stole my food. Literally, I came home from kindergarten one time with a cupcake. He snatched it out of my hand, ran and ate it before I could even get a bite, and I'll never forgive him for that, but you know, it's in the past. And then, this is my dad, Buddy's best friend, my anchor. My dad, like I said before, he's a nuclear engineer, and he can do just about anything. He can do chemistry, he can do cooking, he can clean, he can raise a kid, and I definitely got my love of the outdoors from my father. But then my dad moved to Pittsburgh when I was 7, and for 2 years, I only saw my dad Friday night until Sunday morning, and then he went back to Pittsburgh. So it was just my mom, myself, my dog, and my 2 cats living in New York without my dad, my anchor. And of course, then we moved to Pittsburgh with him, and I thought I was big and bad, and 13 going on 30, and super awkward, as you can see. Bad few years of my life, but whatever. I definitely grew even further away from both of my parents at this point in my life. But then I got a really big reality check. As you all know, nothing lives forever, and Buddy certainly did not. Unfortunately, he did have to be put to sleep, and my dad lost his best friend. And yet, he still held it together for our entire family. He lost the person that had been by his side for 16 years, and he was still the rock making sure that my mom and I were okay. And in that moment, I saw so much of myself in my father. I saw this stoic, humble man, and I saw these redeeming qualities that I wanted. And I knew I could model myself after him if I really sat down and did it, which is kind of what I've done with my friends. I know that I get a lot of my emotional intelligence from my father, as I seem to be like the mom in my friend group. I've gotten calls at 3 o'clock in the morning because my friend is sick and I need to go hold her hair while she throws up. I have gotten calls at 8 a.m. because they don't understand what a J-curve is and they need help for their bio exam that they have in like an hour. So I really get that. And I also learned from my parents' mistakes. My dad moved us to Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh was a stepping stone. It was a great way for him to get up in the workforce. But 10 years later, they're stuck in Pittsburgh, a place that they never saw as a permanent home. My father went to college when he was 16. Obviously, I did not. But I've seen the fact that you really need to set your goals for yourself now and start pushing yourself to be best now, which is why I look at how he went and got his master's when I was 4 and know that I need to begin setting those goals for myself, which is what initiated me to come to USF. I got out of Pittsburgh as soon as I possibly could. I don't dig the cold, and I certainly did not want to stay in a place that I didn't see as my home, which is why I came to Tampa. Love the weather here, it's beautiful. And I knew that USF was a great research university, and my OTL 1 really showed me that at orientation I could be somebody's someone. I knew I could be the rock for my students and show them that this university can be their home and it can be everything that they absolutely want it to be. And orientation is a great way to reach out and be able to do that for everyone. So here I am, 19, living in lovely Tampa. Got the whole world in front of me. I've got a diploma in my sights somewhere out there eventually. And I've got my best friend, Milo, my dog, by my side, just as my dad had Buddy. And I hope that in me going nuclear and taking everything that I have right in front of me and using it to build myself, that I can become a better leader through orientation and really help others. Thank you.